Welcome to the very first edition of the Courier Prep Football Weekly. Alongside Erik Jacobsen, I'm Andy Rohr.
Each week we're going to be highlighting all the happenings on the area football scene, previewing a game of the week, and we'll also get to know several area players.
And we'll also be getting predictions right here from Erik on all the area's games. First, let's take a look at this week's Game of the Week.
The opening weekend's Game of the Week pits St. Edward against Hampshire, the 10th straight year the teams have met.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, play Hampshire anytime, it's going to be a tough test. They've been quality program for longer than I can remember, and every year we play them, they're tough.
Hampshire has won the last 5 meetings, including last year's 46-41 victory.
Their kids are going to be on cloud 9, flying high with all the crowd I'm sure they're going to have there, and dedication to the field or whatever. So a lot of excitement, a lot of enthusiasm on their sideline. We need to match that and play under control.
The Green Wave will look to improve on last year's 1-8 record with 9 returnees on both sides of the ball.
Key for our season is to get a victory early so that they can feel like they can compete.
Friday's matchup will be the first game held at New Hampshire High School, but Coach Dan Cavanaugh hopes his players will look at it like any other game.
Truthfully, we and I think our players will say the same thing, they like it, but hopefully we just consider it another football field, and what we're really looking at is just St. Ed's. We're excited about it's a great rivalry with St. Ed's, and we're looking at that. St. Ed's is a good, tough football team. Every year we have a good battle with them. It's a good rivalry. So yeah, we're looking forward to a tough game.
Last year, Hampshire went 5-4 and just missed out on the postseason.
We got to take care of our team first. What we do, execute what we know we can do, and we'll be happy if we can take care of those things.
Now it's time for a segment we call the Face Off, where we get to know a couple of the area's top players. This week we have St. Edward's Moises Quiroga, a 4-year varsity member who plays running back and linebacker. And from Hampshire we have a pair of players, quarterback Evan Brenner and fellow senior Matt Kiefner, who plays on the offensive line and at linebacker. Here's a look inside those players' minds.
No.
Most likely, yeah, probably.
No.
All right.
Let's see. Who wants to be a millionaire?
I'm gonna go with The Price is Right.
Yeah, Survivor. That'd be good.
Probably the conditioning.
I'd have to go with the Heat.
Yeah.
And conditioning too is pretty terrible.
Conditioning? Just all the running.
Probably being under the lights and having the butterflies.
Yeah.
And then after the first plays out, we just lose it all.
Just the feeling of it, seeing all the fans in the stands, just come here to watch you guys play. It doesn't get any better than that.
Just the feeling of it, walking out on the field at night. It's great.
Cool.
I want to thank those guys for helping us out this week in the Face-Off. Now it's prediction time. Erik, let's get it started with this week's Game of the Week, St. Edward at Hampshire.
Well, last year's game, as you saw, was a great ball game, and I expect nothing less. It's going to be another good one over at Hampshire this year. St. Edward going to be a lot improved this season again. Expect them to be tough throughout, but I got to give the edge to Hampshire. They're going to continue to kind of have the mastery over St. Edward, but expect a really good game. I would not be totally shocked if St. Edward pulls off this win here, but I'm just going to go with Hampshire in week 1.
So a good start for them at the new high school. Moving on, Elgin traveling to Plainfield Central.
Well, Elgin, I thought, pulled a little surprise last year and beat Plainfield Central at home. Now they're going to go down to Plainfield. I think that long bus ride, mixed in with the fact that new coach Dave Bierman, I think it's going to be tough for the Maroons. I'm going to pick the home team, Plainfield Central, in this game.
All right, McHenry coming to Larkin.
Yeah, another kind of tough situation for Larkin, new coach trying to feel things out. Tough first task going up against a powerhouse McHenry team. They made the playoffs 20 years in a row. They're a perennial playoff contender. I'm going to pick McHenry to come in and beat Larkin.
All right, tough challenge coming up for South Elgin. They're traveling to Marmion.
Yeah, this will be the 3rd year in a row that Storm will play against Marmion in the first week. South Elgin are going to be improved again this season, a good group of seniors, but I like Marmion. They made the playoffs last year. I think they're going to win on their home field in week 1.
All right, Kayland traveling to play the Rockets at Burlington Central.
This is always a really interesting matchup and a good game. Kayland, Burlington Central, pretty evenly matched teams, but Kayland's had the upper hand here a little lately. I think it's going to stick that way. I'm going with Kayland to come in and beat Burlington on the road.
All right, tough game for Dundee Crown to start off. That Geneva comes in.
Yeah, certainly a tough test. Dundee Crown, I think, is going to have some improvement this year, but it really asking a lot of going up against a Dundee Crown team a Geneva team that was 11-1 last year, made it to the state quarterfinals, returns all-state running back Michael Urte. Got to go with Geneva. Not really questioning this one, but Dundee Crown, we're going to show some improvement this year.
All right, good to know. Another good game this week, Glenbard North at Bartlett.
Yeah, definitely. This is after the St. Ed Hampshire game, this is the one to watch. Glenbard North, state runner-up last year. Bartlett picked by many to win the Upstate 8 Conference this year. Kind of a battle of the Titans here. I got to go with Glenbard North. They beat Bartlett 9 years in a row. I think they're going to make it an even 10, but expect a really good game once again. And Bartlett might just turn the tide this year, but I'm going to stick with history and go with Glenbard North.
Should be interesting. Next game, Batavia at St. Charles East.
St. Charles East, I think, caught Batavia by surprise last year. Went down to Batavia and drilled them 30-7. Batavia is going to be kind of chomping at the bit to get back in this one, but the Saints on their home field and Coach Ted Monk, and I got to go with St. Charles East winning week 1.
All right, and how about St. Charles North? Cary Grove comes in.
This is another great contest. Two evenly matched teams. Cary Grove beat St. Charles North 16-7 last year up in Cary. It's kind of an upset special. I'm going to go with St. Charles North. Cary Grove, always a tough team, and they're going to have another great season this year, but I think St. Charles North's got a lot of talent coming back, and they're going to surprise them and get off to a good start to the 2008 season.
All right, could be a great start for the North Stars. Streamwood traveling to Crystal Lake Central.
A tough test for Streamwood. I think they're going to be improved this season, and Coach Cal Cummins is definitely making some strides, but having to go up against a solid team like Crystal Lake Central is going to be tough. Expect it to be pretty competitive, and Stream was healthy this year. They might be able to hang in there, but I'm going to go with the home team, Crystal Lake Central.
All right, next game, the Red Raiders of Huntley traveling to Wakanda.
Another tough test for Huntley. Another team I think is going to be right in the mix to make the playoffs in our area this season. They lost to Wakanda at home last year. Wakanda, I think, is riding a high after last season. I'm going to go with the home team Wakanda in this game.
Okay. Jacobs doing some traveling of their own, going to Moline.
And this is a long bus ride. Those are never fun, especially for the first game of the season. There's a lot of turnover for Jacobs. I got to go with Moline. They're a perennial playoff team, and I think they're going to be a tough task for Jacobs in week 1.
All right, and then CICS Longwood taking on Genoa Kingston.
Yeah, I got to go with the Cogs. No reason to think they're not going to handle CICS Longwood like they did last year. They really crushed them last season. I think we're going to see more of the same. Got to go with GK at home.
All right, that about does it for our predictions here. Be sure to take a look at the Courier News on Friday for more detailed information about the games. Check out the Courier News on Saturday for some wrap-ups and some more coverage on the games. And on Sunday, check out Courier News Online for Game of the Week highlights. So for Erik Jacobsen, I'm Andy Rohr. So long, everybody.